talking about selling solar projects with home energy loans. I'm just moderating today's call, but later on you'll hear from two of my colleagues here who directly manage the Home Energy Loans program, Tanguy Watine and Sally Law. As we'd originally discovered, logistically for today's call, we are trying to keep to a strict 30-minute timeline, so we'll do our best to keep to that now. This means we were originally planning to have a question and answer period at the end. Likely how we're going to handle that is please just continue to submit any questions that you have using the chat box on the right-hand side. What we'll do is we'll hold those questions and get back to you by email. We'll also plan on distributing the questions after the call. We will be monitoring questions periodically, and we will do our best to answer them during the presentation itself if something comes up that's urgent. Finally, we're also recording this should you want to share this recording with your colleagues. For those who saw the last webinar, some of the original content at the very beginning, first few slides, may sound slightly familiar. We're going to kick off with an introduction on the Home Energy Loans program before digging into the solar component and how these two items work together. All right, so some quick introductions. About us. So as I said, I'm Samantha Robinson with the Energy Network. For those who aren't familiar, the Energy Network was authorized by the CPUC in 2012. We implement energy efficiency programs, including, as some of you know, the Home Upgrade Rebate Program, and of course, the Home Energy Loans Financing Program. I'm working with contractors and homeowners on these for a while now. Our partner with Home Energy Loans is Matador's Community Credit Union. They're a not-for-profit credit union based out in Northridge. They specialize in energy efficiency, solar, auto financing, and HELOC loans. We get really, really positive feedback on them. Most participants in the program share that they've been a very strong partner for them with their projects. All right, so with those introductions aside, what I'm going to do is introduce our first speaker. First, we'll hear from Tanguy Watine. Tanguy works very closely with Matadors, and he'll give you kind of the what and why about the Home Energy Loans program. Then we'll hear from Sally Law, who will go into how this program works with solar. All right, Tanguy, I will pass this to you.
Thank you very much, Sam. So again, today we'll first start with giving you the description of Home Energy Loans and its great advantages and features, and then Sally will take you through how it works, applying it with energy efficiency projects that include solar. So a general definition first, Home Energy Loans is the affordable, unsecured financing product available to homeowners undertaking retrofits with home upgrade or advanced home upgrade rebates. Unsecured means that the homeowner doesn't have to bring up any assets in a guarantee of the loan, such as home equity, for example. So basically, Home Energy Loans is the go-to financing solution for those home upgrade or advanced home upgrade projects. And there are two reasons for it. The first reason is that this program was designed to go hand in hand with the rebate programs, which means smooth administration and processing. And the second reason is that this program leverages statewide funds to offer rates that are typically lower than bank rates. Before we cover what those rates are, let's look at general characteristics of of Home Energy Loans. So the loan amounts can range from $2,500 to $50,000, which is quite a wide range. The Home Energy Loans can finance solar projects, so here that's what's interesting for us. Those solar projects need to be associated again with energy efficiency measures and need to be permitted. And then finally, the property must be serviced by either Edison or SoCalGas, at the exception of 3 counties which are ineligible, Ventura, Santa Barbara, or San Luis Obispo County. So now let's look at why Home Energy Loans is so interesting compared to other unsecured financing products out there. And there are three reasons for that. The first one talks about the rates. The annual rates range from as you see on the left column of the table, from 4.99% to 5.99 and 6.99. Depending on the payback period, so from 5 to 10 and 15 years. The right-hand column in the table shows what it means for the homeowner in terms of monthly payments for a sample loan of $15,000. You can see that, for example, it goes really low, choosing the 6.99% rate, it goes as low as $135 per month. Then the other advantage of this product is that it's not risk-based, it's not priced differently per homeowner, and regardless of the homeowner's credit score, you can be sure that you can offer and communicate on the same rates for all homeowners who are eligible. Finally, the payment structure is very simple there and very affordable, meaning there's absolutely no fees, whether for the homeowner or for the contractor, to participate in this product. So no closing costs, no prepayment penalties, so there's a lot of flexibility for the homeowner to schedule its payments and to pay off the loan in advance if necessary. There's no down payments required either for the homeowner. And I'll also add that the homeowner can naturally schedule, set up automatic payments, automatic withdrawals on his or her account, or he can also pay the monthly payments by phone or mail if necessary. Another great feature before we pass along, another great feature is that it's very easy to plan what the monthly payments will be depending on the size of the loan that's requested by the homeowner, and available on our website, you can very easily directly type in the loan amounts that the homeowner thinks about taking, and then play with the different rates to see what it gives out in terms of monthly payments. So now, as with any other financing product, there are some eligibility requirements. So the list here on the slide says that, of course, the homeowner must participate in Home Upgrade or Advanced Home Upgrade rebate program. The homeowner's FICO score, so credit score, must be equal or higher to 660. And its debt must stay below 50% of its income. I will also add that the homeowner must not have declared bankruptcy in the last 7 years or been over 30 days delinquent on mortgage payments more than twice in the last 2 years. So those criteria are going to be screened when the homeowner applies online, screened automatically by the online system. In case everything is respected and all the employment information is positive, instant credit pre-approvals will be given, but exceptions can also be made case by case in case one of those requirements is not respected. It then takes one business day for the final loan decision to be given out after review of the scope of work. So this actually leads me to kind of go quickly through the process to participate in this program and see how simple it is. This slide shows 3 main steps to participate. The first step is, of course, the homeowner applies to the program by following instructions on our website, which is given as a link here, and so that both its credit and scope of work can be reviewed. Step 2, the application is approved as the homeowner receives a commitment to lend from Matadors, and you will receive a notice to proceed from the rebate program. Once those 2 documents are received, you can begin installing the project. Step 3, at this point the project is installed and the homeowner can submit the final invoice and rebate confirmation to Matadors to then receive the loan documents, the final loan documents to sign and return. At this point, Matadors will deliver the check to the contractor. Although there's no progress payments available or allowed on this program, it takes a reasonable 2 to 10 business days for contractors to be paid by Matadors. So now we've gone through the description of the program, home energy loans. It's time to look more closely at how great this program fits with energy efficiency and solar projects. And I'll pass it on to Sally.
Thank you, Tanguy. So now that Tanguy has given you a general overview of home energy loans, I'll show you how it actually ties into solar projects. So there are a lot of different financing options available out there for contractors and homeowners to utilize, but there are some great advantages to home energy loans compared to those other programs. So one of the great benefits is our low rates and the fact that there are no fees, as Tanguy had mentioned earlier. We know that solar projects are really expensive to begin with, so the benefit of our program is to try to keep those costs as low as possible. We have low rates and no additional fees. We don't want to, increase the price of these projects any more than they already are. So that's a great benefit. Another great benefit are the rebates. So since home energy loans works directly with home upgrade, rebates are associated with our projects. So with these rebates, it's great for you as a contractor because you are able to sell more work, you're able to sell bigger jobs because the cost of it goes a little down for the homeowners due to the rebates. And in result, then you have happy customers. Happy customers because they see that they're getting a larger job, they're getting more work done, but it seems to be not as expensive because of the money back that they're getting from these rebates. And another great benefit is that it helps build your credibility as an energy expert. People these days, they want to be energy savvy, but they're not really sure how to. So as a contractor, you can provide all these great options. You can show them that you do solar in addition to all these other energy efficiency measures, and they can have trust and comfort that you are providing them with great quality work and a lot of great information. So because of all these great benefits, home energy loans is a great product to use, and I will now show you 3 sample projects to show you how to concretely apply home energy loans to a variety of solar projects. So with our first example of a project, this is just kind of a typical solar project. It's a small solar system that costs about $25,000, as you can see on the table to the right. So in addition to your typical solar project, you're going to have to do some home upgrade measures. Home upgrade encompasses a lot of different energy efficiency measures. So there's insulation, there's HVAC, a wide range. So you're not limited to just the ones you see in this example, but these are just the ones that we decided for this specific sample. So if the homeowner is interested in doing attic wall and duct insulation, that will cost about $4,500. So in addition to that, there's also permits. One of our requirements with our program is that all solar work must be permitted, so that will be an additional $500. So for the whole total job cost, with the solar system, the 3 home upgrade measures, and the permits, it comes out to about $30,000. If a homeowner wants to finance the whole total cost of the project, that's okay because that's within our range of the cap at $50,000 for a loan. So that $30,000 is divided up into monthly payments, as you can see in the purple table to the left. So depending on what repayment time period the homeowner is comfortable with, it's 5, 10, or 15 years, those would be the monthly payments that they're making. So when you take this $30,000 and you break it down into these monthly payments, it's a lot more attractive to homeowners. About $300 a month sounds a lot better than $30,000. So that's great for the homeowners because it doesn't feel like a lot of money, but it's also great for you as a contractor because there's no loss to you. You're still getting paid the full amount immediately. As soon as the project is done, you get paid by Matadors, and then the homeowner will just start paying off their loan to Matadors, and you don't really have to handle that situation anymore. So no loss to you. And then in addition to the financing, it's still great for the homeowners because there's still about $9,000 that they get back in incentives. So there's our home upgrade rebate, which they would get. In this case, with those 3 measures, it's $1,500, but that rebate amount can vary up to $3,000 depending on if the homeowner decides to do different measures. And then there's also the solar investment tax credit that the homeowner can take advantage of. Just because they do home upgrade doesn't mean they can't utilize different incentives that are out there. So because of that, the homeowner is saving a lot of money. So say that you're trying to sell bigger jobs. You as a contractor, you want to sell more work. That's the purpose. You want to increase the money and the work that you're doing, but how can you convince homeowners to be okay with that? Maybe they're okay with, $30,000 solar project, but they're not really comfortable with a $50,000 solar project, for example, in this case. So how do you make them more convinced to spend about $20,000 more for a larger solar project? So essentially, you boil it down to monthly payments again. So in this case, with this solar system, it's about 2 times as large. It's $45,000 now for a total finance amount of $50,000. But when you break down that $50,000 into monthly payments on the table, you can see that it doesn't really increase that much from the previous one. If, for example, the homeowner decides to pay it off in 10 years, then it's about $500 a month. If you recall from the first project, the 10-year payment amount was about $300. So it's really only $200 a month more to get a solar system that's about twice the size. So to a homeowner, that sounds like a great deal. Like, why not? Why wouldn't I want to pay just only $200 more for a better system? So that's kind of a way that you can, sell larger solar projects to your customers by giving them the benefit of, breaking it down into monthly payments instead of having to pay up the whole project all up front at one time. And then, in addition to these low monthly payments, it's still, they're still available are the rebates and the tax credits, and that brings it down even more. And that's great. So as a homeowner, it's very appealing because they're kind of getting more bang for their buck. They're not really paying that much more, but they're getting a better solar system. And it's great for you as a contractor because you're able to sell a large job. You're getting a little more money. So, it's a win-win situation here for everyone. And so another great thing about home energy loans is that it's very versatile. Say you have some homeowners who aren't very comfortable taking out a large loan. That's okay. Our range is $2,500 up to $50,000, but a homeowner can finance up to the total project cost, but they don't have to. So remember in the second example, that project cost $50,000. And if a homeowner doesn't want to take the whole $50,000 in loans, that's okay. They can take less than that. Say they decide to do partial financing of just $40,000 and they want to pay the rest of the $10,000 out of pocket, they can do that. So that will in turn lower their monthly payments that they're making for their loan to about $100 less a month, and then still the same amount of incentives and rebates that are available to them. So it's a very flexible program. It works with all different types of homeowners that you work with. So you don't have to think about people who are uncomfortable with loans, because we can work around that because of the simplicity of the program. So with these 3 sample projects, you can see that Home Energy Loans works with a bunch of different solar projects that benefit the customers and benefit you as a contractor. Low rates, low costs for the homeowners, and bigger jobs for you as a contractor. So basically everyone wins in this situation. So now that you've kind of seen how Home Energy Loans applies to solar projects, get started today. All of you are already participating contractors with either the Energy Network or Energy Upgrade California. So you already are working or potentially could be working for home upgrade or advanced home upgrade. So there's no additional sign up needed to do Home Energy Loans. You can start offering that to your customers right now. You can start sharing our collateral on our website, which we will show a little later on, but it's 10res.com/financing. On our website, we have all the information that we've given you today that you can pass along to your customers. We'll have presentation slides on there that you can use to train the rest of your sales team, to educate them in case they weren't able to make it to the webinar today. And all the information is available on our website. But we also offer one-on-one training. If you would like it, you can request it from our team. We're glad to help. Glad to come by and just give you a little more information if you're still not really sure how to sell this program. So there's nothing really stopping you from starting to use Home Energy Loans today. Offer another financing product to your customers, and just hopefully get you more projects.
Great. So thank you to Sally and Tanguy, and thanks to folks on the line. I know I'd originally promised to wrap this up right at 9 a.m. It looks like we're right at 9 a.m. now. Although we had some technical difficulties on our side getting started, we have received a few questions. I'm going to run through, for those who are not able to stay, thank you for joining. For those who have an extra minute or two, we're going to run through a few of these questions we've received, and then we'll let you guys go. The first, of course, and just I wanted to advance and make sure we had the contact information up. So the first question that we got was, when does the contractor get paid? So Tanguy, I think you spoke about this earlier. Do you want to take this one?
Yeah, so the contractor gets paid once Matadors receives the final signed loan documents from the homeowner. The Matadors will straight away send the check out, and it usually takes 2 to 10 business days for the contractor to get paid.
Great. And one other kind of really similar question, we were asked about progress payments, and Tanguy, I think we've confirmed there are no progress payments available with this program, but you are paid out in a really efficient timeline at the close of the project. And I think one of those questions was about that timeline. Tanguy, how long does it take for the contractor to get paid once the closing documents are signed and submitted?
Well, yeah, it kind of goes back to the first question. So
yeah, 2 to 7.
2 to 10 business days.
Okay. And then I'm looking, I know we're running really tight on time. We got a question about how does the Matadors know that the project is complete? Again, that's that certificate of completion. And then a question about the type of loan. This is a personal loan. So unlike some other financing types that are attached to the property, particularly PACE, this is a personal loan. So it does follow the applicant rather than the property. All right, so at this point, I think that we are over time. I know we have a couple more questions. What we're going to do is follow up with those folks individually after this. We have been recording this, so we'll make this recording and this list of questions and answers available after the call. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined. You will be receiving this information from us by email. We appreciate your participation and we look forward to working with you. Thank you, everyone.